let's do one of these off-the-cuff videos, unscripted as per usual. Everything's unscripted that I do, of course. So this is goodbye YouTube, for now. I'll be back. Right, okay. So, why am I leaving? I'm not actually leaving YouTube, I'm just going to take a break for a while. It's been pretty obvious that I've not been uploading recently for quite a long time now. In fact, it's been probably about 4 or 5 weeks since my last upload, and before that was a couple of weeks before that. Obviously, I used to upload regular, and that will return, but I don't know when. I'm taking a break for now, and the reason why is fairly simple. It's how YouTube works, of course. Because if you upload infrequently, YouTube doesn't really push the video. That is, unless it becomes popular. So unless you make a popular video every 2 or 3 months, that's more popular than the last video, it's not going to be shown to everybody in their feeds. Therefore, you're never going to see it. And that's the problem. Unless you're uploading frequently, say like daily, it doesn't really get pushed. And even then, that's on a bit of a whim. It all depends on what you're pushing. I mean, if you know, I'm pushing, say, a Hotpoint or a Samsung, yeah, it's going to get popular. If I'm pushing, say, I don't know, maybe even like a Miele, it's not going to be pushed as well, since obviously Miele isn't as popular amongst you lot. But that also being said, I do want to be showing every single brand there is going, every single manufacturer, and every single generation of machine that's about, as well as doing reviews, how-tos. Will be returning. I'm going to do another new series as well, and it's about myth busting, certain myths, but when that comes you'll see and you'll understand what I mean. That will be like a series, weekly series, once a week, something like that. Lab testing will resume at some point, I don't know when. When am I returning? I don't know either. I'll let you know within YouTube's, what's it called? Community feed. I'll let you know when that video, the first video, will be published. A little thing though. So these are what I'm working on at the minute. We've got a Lindo and we've got this Miele PW6055 Plus. But ignore them because we've also got a Hoover Logic, a Hotpoint, a Hitachi, and behind me here, this Creda. Right, we're going to be doing, as part of Monday, a wash race between all 4 of these. No, that's a lie. Let me just, not the Creda. That will come in another video. We'll be taking this Whirlpool as well. So all these machines are British made, and of course the Hoover was approved by Her Majesty. Although saying that, this was also approved by Her Majesty, and that's a candy, technically underneath. Right, okay. A little bit more then. Why am I doing, so I'm going to do that as per Monday. And then that'll be it for a time period. Don't know when we're going to return. And the reason why, okay, I don't have to actually tell you, it's my life, my private life, etc. But my private life is pretty boring. It's that boring, it's the reason why nothing is being made. I'm showing you around a little bit what's happening. It's a mess in here. That big Bosch is here to stay. There's also a matching dryer to that as well. Oh, and then if we look in here, I don't know what you're going to see at this angle, but there you go. They're all my collection. They're all my collection, apart from 1 or 2 down there. And that side is my collection. The other half is going to be probably sold at some point. Sort of. There's also parts of my collection here as well. Mostly on this side. See what you can see. See what you can spot. You're probably going to see it at some point. Anyway. Right. I have been working very hard at my day job with overtime. Now, when they pay overtime there, they pay at time and a half and double time, meaning that I've been coming out with way over my about double my wage every single week, which is great, so it means I can pay off my bills. Not so great means I've been abandoning all this in here. Unfortunately, that means nothing's really been repaired. Filming has resumed, has been done, but unfortunately the editing side hasn't. It's just been simply filmed, taken off the memory card, put on the computer, and then just left there until I get a moment. So, unfortunately, that is my problem. And until I can get a time where I'm regularly editing the videos ready for you guys to watch, I will not be returning. I want to get to that point where I'm editing like 1 or 2 videos a day. It's pretty easy to do, it's just having the time to do it, as it is unfortunately still a time consuming part of my life. When you're working 60, 70 or even 80 hours a week, then taking care of a child as well, yeah, you have no time. And of course, you need to still take care of your mental well-being as well. You can't just keep working and working and working and working, and whilst doing all three, whilst ignoring your own health. You know, so I still sleep my 8 hours, and that means obviously I don't have time to do the videos as well whilst working the 80-hour weeks. So unfortunately, until we get to that point, yeah. We've even got this brand new professional in. It's actually, well, second hand shall I say. It's second hand, but it was cheap. And this is a 25 amp. So it has the 2 heaters, but it can be converted back down to a 13 amp, which is what I can only run in here. That's the cool part about that Miele. Both that Miele and the Miele in there have both been converted. That one's been converted down. This will be converted down, and they both came from the same person for very cheap money. Not as cheap as my other one though. Anyway, right. I'm rambling on a little bit, and this is probably to extend the video. I mean, how much are we up to now? If I do that, 7 minutes. Oh come on, we could have a longer video than that, surely. Yeah, there's not really that much more to explain. I will say this, thank you for everybody that has been supporting me, has been watching me regularly, commenting, and again I haven't really got time to comment back, but if you leave a comment I may get round to one day at least replying in months time, because of course the YouTube studio has thankfully changed some of their algorithm to basically allow comments that haven't been responded to be sat there then to be responded back to, and I like that. Thank you for everybody else that's also helping the channel grow as well. I do like hearing the feedback. That's why obviously I'm making this video, because this is for you really, and I don't want you to all disappear. I just want you to know that I'm busy, hence why I'm not doing this. Right, I'll just give you a little update about everything else in here as well. Most of these things actually work, but unfortunately the Whirlpool, hence why this here, is part of the British race on Monday. However, after a couple of races, it did actually break, mostly. The motor started buzzing quite a bit. I suspect the brushes have worn down. Then I put the Creeder in, and that instantly broke, needing a new valve. Oh, and just a little side thing as well. So that's the valve that's broke. We're going to replace that. Anybody who ever watched the Creeder review notice that I said the drying was a bit poor. Well, it turns out that maybe the reason why was that this cable has broke. Yeah, it's actually snapped off its connector. So that'll be why. Oh, and it flooded in here for the last 2 days. Like, how has nothing died? Like, how's my drill still working, for example? That was on the floor. That was covered in water. And that's still fine. Yeah, what was happening is, so this Miele, so you're not going to see this anywhere else. This Miele, for example, here, has a hot feed and a cold feed. When it fills up through the cold feed, it dribbles back out through the hot feed if it's not been attached. So I put it in this Hoover. And for 5 cycles, it was about to there. And then, somewhere, over the last time I put a cycle on, the hose for the Hoover that popped out, fell on the floor, and it drained its entire drum onto the floor. By this point, that's over half a drum, so you can imagine how many litres in there. Yeah. I wonder why everything was wet. And it's not great when your washing powder boxes are on the floor. It's a good job that these are not collectible. It's a good job they're just standard washing powder boxes. Yeah. Right. Thanks for watching. And I will see you in another video in a few months' time. It's going to be a few months. It's not going to be next year. It will be before the end of the year that's out. Because hopefully the overtime that on my day job is starting to go. So I'll have more time. I'm actually quite lucky to do this video today, since it's actually the first week I've done that. I've not really done any overtime. Unfortunately, I'm still in on Sunday, so yeah. It's still a 50 hour week. Right, I'll see you again soon. I'll see you in another video. See you on Monday.